Hey everyone, it's Garrison here, and welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year's Eve, or Happy New Year's into the year of 2023. I can't believe it, everyone. I just want to first go off and say thank you so much. I couldn't have done this year without you guys, quite admittedly. All the support and love you guys have been showing, whether it's in the comment section down below or simply dropping a like and a subscription on my channel, goes a long way, okay? And some of you have been getting familiar with my channel or already has been a long time supporter. You guys know me. I just want to enjoy all these K-pop releases with y'all. Enjoy the music, geek out on my analytical side at sometimes, as well as a fan of any respective fandom. It is just great to be a multi-stan. Now, speaking of enjoying things throughout the year, I've got to admit, I had quite the ups and downs this year, just as much as how the K-pop industry is going. Maybe not as much with the amount of comebacks and debuts left, right, and center, as well as, unfortunately, the D word and disbandments and all, and other drama and news that's going on, and we're currently still in the process into the new year. The likes of YG Icon and 143 Entertainment. I mean, right, that's crazy. But staying on track here, I really want to talk about some of the positives, my journey throughout this year, what's there to expect into the new year, how I'm pretty much feeling before we wrap it up with a nice Q&A that I've been talking about in the community post on my channel, where some of you guys, okay, were posting some questions to me. But as you can tell here on my screen, we reached a remarkable achievement here of 12k subs. Congrats to us as a channel. I couldn't have done it without y'all. I truly mean it. Just to put this in perspective, okay? At the start of this year, we had 8,500 about subscribers. We've grown since then 12k, and it's still growing slowly but surely, thanks to you guys going out of your way, dropping a like, a subscribe on my videos / channel, and even going as far as showing that love and sharing your thoughts about music in the comment section down below, or sharing your thoughts of about how you learned some musical things from me, which was sweet. It was pretty cool to see those comments, so make sure you keep it rolling, because it helps a lot. It goes a long way. It may seem so little, but it truly brightens up my day, especially these days where I feel like I'm trying to get myself into a routine and a rough patch, quite admittedly. But to break down significant moments in my life and on the channel, this is a post that I want to share that some of you guys may have saw on the community tab of my YouTube channels. Yes, I graduated this year, thankfully, and it was just a great moment. It was a great moment back then, and something unforgettable. Graduating from post-secondary university / college, and yeah, moving on in the bigger things and adulting things, quote unquote, which led me to the likes of getting a full-time job. And I told you guys, like, oh, it's been so tough to really post videos as frequently. And I even said, even before that, it was so difficult to post videos and just to keep up with K-pop releases left, right, and center. It just doesn't stop. And I feel like we're in that new stage and era where there's just going to be new debuts constantly, and which means more comebacks at the end of the day. And unfortunately, some of my favorite groups back in the earlier days of K-pop, the early gen, second gen days are slowly fading away, unfortunately. But hey, at least we still have our favorite groups, and then from those newer, older gen groups, I should say, some solo releases and such. And yeah, it's been really difficult. As some may know, I got released from my full-time job early, and it really put me out of whack in terms of my routine and a day-to-day basis. And I've been struggling quite admittedly in terms of my mental and being able to time manage and really settle down and simply enjoy things. But thanks to you guys for a bit, I've been enjoying K-pop more, especially on the Patreon and all. I've emphasized that a lot. But moving on to other things, earlier this year, something that I really wanted to talk about, everyone, is this bill, okay? Bill C-11. Now, in case you guys didn't know already, I'm Canadian. I'm a Canadian YouTuber. And pretty much what my government is proposing on is to have this bill and to really help legacy media. And what I mean by legacy media is the news sources on old school fashioned television and protecting that, but also sort of messing with the algorithm of YouTube, and the fact that they're doing that and sort of classifying if one's content is not Canadian enough truly baffles me, which means, hey, if my YouTube content gets proposed to a fellow Canadian and they don't click on it and they're not interested, which is fair, but my topic is very specific, the likes of K-pop, and most likely they won't, then it's not gonna be put out there and recommended to y'all outside of Canada, okay? This whole bill talks about CanCon rules, and it's unfortunate because you'd think a big corporation, Google, YouTube, will go and really talk to the government about this and the politicians and all. I really hate when politics are involved, as some may know. It's horrible. But they really want us to literally want to go there, go to Parliament, and advocate for this, or just simply sign a petition, right? Which I have, obviously, because it truly affects me. And what it's saying here about, oh, these CanCon rules, if you're Canadian enough to qualify, I mean, I'm a Canadian. I'm a YouTuber at the same time. Like, how can you classify that something is Canadian enough or not, right? I think Mudahar really explains this the best way and beyond what I can explain here. And he's a fellow Canadian YouTuber as well on YouTube. So I'm going to let him speak here for a brief moment.
So now you're watching a video. Now on your recommended side, it's not YouTube actually using their algorithm to find out what you want to watch the most. Sometimes, because of government regulation, they're forced to show my face or another digital creator from Canada. Now, the way that the algorithm works is if they're recommended something to you and you're not clicking it, you're not watching it, they will actually push that creator down in the algorithm. Because as far as YouTube's concerned, oh, that person's not interesting, that person's not engaging. Let's just slow that person down and replace them with somebody more friendly or somebody more popular. Now, this is obviously bad because when you can imagine it, not every, like, if you show my face as somebody that's not interested in it, obviously they're not going to click it.
Exactly.
But if you just showed my face artificially and they're not going to click it, that hurts me in the entire global sphere. Same for any other creator out there, which is one of the scarier aspects of this kind of content or this kind of bill, if you will.
So Mudahar explains that, well, the most, right? That kind of almost censorship per se, and the government being able to mess with the algorithm. Like, sure, one may think hey, it helps out the smaller creators, but like, I'm gonna be real with y'all, most of my viewership is outside of Canada. Let me bring it back up here with this bill. Okay, so how does this truly impact? Like, won't promoting Canadian creators help small channels grow? As a result, content that is pushed forward in Canada could fall to the bottom of the list for global audiences. That's not good for anyone. So it's clearly said here that it is horrible, it is outright bad for small creators like me as well, or even smaller creators than me that are from Canada, which in this case, Mudahar, when he was describing it, before that, he did a previous video talking about wanting to move out of Canada due to something like this. And this is really scary because this might be coming, these kind of bills and regulations might be coming to other countries as well. So guys, I really urge you, this really impacts me significantly, and has for the last month, I would say month and a half. And if you guys just go out your way and simply like the video or watch a bit of it, and even though you are not fully interested in it, it helps out a lot as someone who's growing on the channel here, and all that helps a lot as well. If you're Canadian, there's this petition as well, but that sucks, that blows, that's whatever. But the more so of positive things is that on the channel, I've been able to put over hundreds of videos, I'm pretty sure, definitely over 50 videos this year, in the year of 2022, as well as, of course, Patreon. Okay, I think I'm at 119 posts on Patreon, exclusive content and all. You see this, I've covered Begin Again, being again, that is a typo, but these live stage, year-end live stage performances, you get to watch them with me. So this helps a long way as well for the channel, and for, of course, some simple equipment, whether it's my audio cables and such that I have to replace here and there, right? So I do early reactions. There's some of these reactions that I can't put out due to being blocked by SM. So Keys, another live special video reaction and review, is on my Patreon for free. I really wanted to make that for free. I'm sure some of you guys haven't watched this, so I highly recommend you guys watch that. Watched other things quite early here. So early reactions, exclusive stuff, no blurred screens or anything like that. You can work around it. Space Oddity by Hongjun, of course. We even got this Hongjun and Maddox's collaboration for All About You, a live reaction of it. So I plan to keep on doing more of these because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've been enjoying these binges. I've been really enjoying these binges and these, I would say, variety content viewing parties per se. I said this story a couple days ago in some sort of reaction. I can't remember what exact video, but I remember when I was much younger, back in high school days, when I was staying up for V-Lives, for EXO, for Big Bang, for Everglow, and just watching their V-Lives and having that free time to just enjoy variety on my own time. That was great, and I'm sort of getting that feeling back, and I feel like part of my happiness in life right now is enjoying that variety content, not only by myself but with you guys as well. So feel free to check out the Patreon. I highly recommend you guys check it out. You can gain access to my Patreon, where you could message me and as well as other fellow subscribers on the channel. A little as $1, it goes a long way, and I mean it a lot. You even get a bit of credits in the description down below on my YouTube videos. But to wrap up this year-end video. I want to end it on some positive Q&A session here. And let's just go to the post here, right? Let's see here. What questions do we have here? So, some congratulations and all. If we can ask more than one question, of course you can. Are there new artists you came across in 2022? If so, which one you end up liking more than you initially expected, and why? I would say the likes of Just Be. Remember, I covered Just Be initially with their debut. I was blown away. But then there were some releases, quite admittedly, that I didn't mess with as much. And then their latest release, right? Their latest release blew me away as well. So it really goes to show you I've been very open-minded when it comes to K-pop these days. And I can't stress this enough. I said this to friends. You don't need to be a fan of a group or a certain idol group or soloist to enjoy their music. At the end of the day, K-pop is K-pop and music is music. It's pretty clear in broad daylight. If you enjoy the music and you vibe with it, there you go. You know, you don't have to be so obligated and committed to another group. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep up anyways, right? So I feel like Just Be is in the mix. 9i was a huge shock to me. They were so consistent with every title track release that I've checked out by them so far. And I would say the likes of Road B. That boy group is a gem and a half. Just the early second gen vibes that I'm getting from that group, okay, due to the music production and vocal delivery, is phenomenal. I think Just Be, 9i, and Road B surprised me the most. There were some girl groups that really surprised me, newly debuted girl groups as well. I can't really name them all because there's a whole list I would have to go through. The next comment here, are you officially yes or yes? So pretty much I am, straight up. I am and I will be for a very long time. This is referring to Chasarang's fandom name. In case you guys didn't know, Chasarang, I've covered it on the channel. Pop, that debut took me back down memory lane. I felt like I was in the early days of Lovelyz and G-Friend, and I loved it. It got me so nostalgic and emotional to the point that I teared up in that initial reaction and review to Chasarang's debut. I even loved their comeback as well, so I highly recommend you guys, if you like that lightheartedness and singing from the heart kind of music that really touches you in the feels, highly recommend you guys check out Chasarang CSR. Next question here. Hi, my question is, what trends do you see are going to be big in K-pop in 2023? Wow, good question. That's really hard to predict and think about. Like, it's a big loaded question, honestly. I think it's gonna continue its same pathway, I feel like. And that's probably solely due to how COVID not only impacted the world, but the K-pop industry as a whole, if you think about it. The K-pop industry really delayed and stopped live stages. Pretty much stopped like in-person audiences, which was really sad. I missed hearing the audience, the fan chants, and all. And I heard from singer-songwriters and producers time and time again in personal conversations and interviews of how their songs that were proposed got delayed into the next year. We're talking about 2 years ago, we're talking about 1 year ago, and some of these delayed songs are gonna hit Q1. So we already got those announcements. Expect even more. I'm talking into February, March, everyone. There's a lot that's gonna hit. I think this is gonna stay in the same trajectory with a lot of comebacks, a lot of debuts. I feel like the trend is gonna be pretty similar when it comes to retro influences. Probably not as much. I'm starting to see that fade slowly but surely. Hopefully not fully. I think the very in-your-face kind of style and being really cool and badass kind of mentality is gonna maintain and continue to sustain strongly in the trends of K-pop. I think this nursery rhyme scheme thing going on is gonna be a big thing in K-pop even more. It's actually gonna grow even more. You think about the likes of Billy, who are one of the most influenced, I would say, groups of it since Ginga Minga Yo, you know what I'm saying, with the nursery rhyme scheme kind of structure in that song. Now, what's different from that from other releases, it's not really irritating. It really sticks. It's catchy. I feel like it can get to a point where it can get quite irritating almost, right? So I hope that if there is the trend of that, don't make it very cheesy or irritating in terms of the nursery rhyme thing, and don't overdo it, right? The one trend I feel like this is going to continue is catering releases for TikTok. Doing these TikTok trends and dances to get the song going even more and viral and get more streams. That's going to continue for sure with TikTok and short form content. That's going to keep on being a huge thing in our lives. Now, the next question we have here, are there any plans you have and or milestones you want to hit in 2023? Well, actually, let me save this question and go to the next question here, because I really want to wrap it up on that question. Can you tell us, how did you know about K-pop? So K-pop, I would say I would go as far as say, let's say 2012. Actually, let me bring it up here. I'm gonna just straight up show you guys EXO history. Yeah, for a long time. I think that was the peak moment where I got into K-pop more. I was into huge things such as Block B back in the day. I'm so nostalgic because Block B, one of my favorite groups. I love Very Good. I love Toy. I loved Don't Leave a lot, but Be the Light, hands down my favorite song by Block B. The likes of B1A, 4 Days, but Infinite mostly. Infinite and XO. Not that Infinite, jeez. Infinite. Infinite. Okay, Infinite and XO. Girls' Generation. That is the era that really got me into K-pop quite heavily. Infinite and VIX back in the days as well. So yeah, that's when I really got into K-pop. How did I more so know about it? I heard it from a classmate, and then I dove into it very heavily, and then I was so I had that XO fandom attached to me. I wasn't like the radical type of fan. I was more so, oh my goodness, I love each and every EXO song. I must stream every day and watch their live streams and everything. Those were the moments. Okay, I even opened up one of their music videos back after a chemistry class, after a chemistry quiz. So those were good times. Now, another question I actually have on my phone coming off of my story for YouTube. So, shoutouts to Garrett Oeger. She asks, okay, if you had to live inside of the world created by an MV that came out this year, what MV would you choose? I think this was a fun one to read in itself and to really think about, but also quite loaded with it as well. If you think about a lot of the MVs, there's a lot of dark MVs, there's a lot of apocalyptic MVs that I obviously probably wouldn't want to live inside of that world, because like everything is a lot worse and the environment's terrible compared to what I'm living in now. So with that being said, I probably would want to live in Joe Yuri's music video for Lovable, where she's a Robin Hood and she's just making everyone's day just that much better. As you guys saw that music video, I would say Joe Yuri's Lovable. I would say Pot Bing Sue by Billy. I sort of want to be in a CF, an old school advertisement per se. That would be cool, having my own commercial, trying that for the first time ever, where it's a Korean fried chicken or a soda pop kind of commercial. That would be so fun. In terms of, I would say, a boy group, I would say Just Breath by Jinjin and Rocky. Just how fun those two guys are. I think I would get along and party with them until the dawn. Okay, I would party until the daylight is gone pretty much. So yes, Just Breath. Pretty much those three music videos that come to my mind automatically. Let me know what are your guys's music videos that you want to be a part of and all. Now, last but not least, let's wrap it up here on the plans that I have and milestones that I want to hit in 2023. So, the plans are very blurred, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The plans are pretty much trying to achieve, I would say, most humbly, another 10K. I'm talking about going into the 20K spectrum, okay? I think if we made it to 12K, let's go even further. Let's push it to the limit. And I think what I'm gonna do more is do a little bit more news coverage that I've done for the likes of Chew, and what I feel like what is right and what is wrong. And I emphasize that a lot on this channel. I want to talk about more of the positives than the negatives. Mostly talk about the positives, don't dwell on the negatives. And also, of course, really cover what's right and wrong. I talked about that in the likes of Ryan Esjun. I talked about the likes of BBC and Luna. So I feel like I'm going to continue more of that news coverage and provide my sort of food for thought, per se, on the channel. The documentary thing, I feel like, is delayed for a long time until I get a better footholding of what I want to pursue in life. Right now, I actually want to either have my own K-pop store or get into music production. So if you see Garrison on credits one way or other, or I let you guys know, I'll let you guys know if that ever happens. But I would really want to try music production, not too seriously, but really dedicate myself and see if that will work out and all, because at the end of the day, I want to do something for the rest of my life that I want to enjoy and not dislike or hate, you know what I'm saying? So those are the two things, and pretty much doing what I've been doing. Long form content, Patreon, more shorts for y'all, maybe even more TikTok, but heavily a lot of album reviews. Probably not as much as this year. I feel like it's very hard to tackle all these albums, but maybe more so music videos. And let me know if you're liking these review videos instead of 10-minute long videos. I'm going to try to shorten it even more. Even if you guys want it, just let me know, okay? I'm an open book of what you guys want or not like as much. I just can't wait to see what else is in store in the next year. It's kind of scary, quite admittedly, but I'm ambitious, and I really hope things make out and break out well for me. I told you guys about what's going on in my life. The algorithm on YouTube right now for Canadian YouTubers like me. And yeah, other than that, pretty much the similar and same content, maybe surprise content such as interviews that I have done this year. But be sure to like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel. As always, this has been Garrison. I'm ready to see you guys in the new year. Stay tuned for my top 22 B-sides, top 22 general releases of 2022, and peace.